Well, good morning, hi, and how. Don't tell me I've moved that camera again. Right off the ballpark that time. Hang on, we'll just move the camera back. This is. There we go. And you don't want to see that, so we'll just move that to there. And we're good to go. There you go. Oh, no, wait a minute. I'll just put that there and I'll zoom in a bit. There you go, done. Oh, well, good morning. Good morning, how are you? I'm Steve Hay. This is Woodworking Masterclass, and I'm gonna do something really stupid today. I think it's called YouTube suicide, but I don't care. I'll get more back into that. Welcome, everybody. What I've actually done is decided I'm streaming every day that lockdowns are on around the world, just to give some people a bit of respite so you can focus on something else and forget about what's going on in the world. So mainly woodworking with a bit of other stuff thrown in. This is a thought I had. No, I'll check who's in the room first, and then I will tell you, because I reckon it's got to be the dumbest thing I've done so far. But anyway, and I've done some dumb things, let me tell you. Hello, Chad. Welcome. Good morning. G'day, Cape 6. Hi, Louise. Oh, Louise, I've got to tell you, from the heart, girl, thank you so much. Sue and I had apple turnovers yesterday from the cake shop, and I got a takeaway coffee. Oh, it was a treat and a half. So thank you so much for that, my dear. G'day, Ray. G'day, Ben. G'day, Lucas. G'day, Devon. G'day, T-Bone. G'day, Max. G'day, Trevor. John. Well, g'day, mate. How are you? Good to see you. Wolfie. Oh, dear. I tell you, there's some mornings I'm looking forward to it, and there's other mornings that I think, what did I sign up for this for? And this morning's one of them. Because what do you want? There's nothing to eat. Come in if you like, but there's no bed. There's nothing to eat. You can have a sniff. You can walk around. Bob has entered the building. He's here. He's disgruntled because his bed's not here. Where are you, Buff? There you go. There. Where is he? He's lost. No, he's going to go back out now. You see? Oh, no, that's it. That's it. Bob is here. Everyone sends their love, Bob. Oh, so what I'm going to do today, as I said, I think is bordering on... Don't like that. I've just got a corner of my bench there, or don't. We'll go there. I don't like it. So I can either go in a bit or I can drop a bit. I think I'll... Where are we? We go that way. There you go. That looks good. Yeah, dumb things I have done. This has got to be the dumbest, I'm telling you. But I thought, hey, in for a penny, in for a pound. I'm putting off telling you because I'm going to read this. G'day, fam. How are you? Oh, thank you, Louise. Oh, no, this is bordering on stupid, Max, I'm telling you. I've been swamped creating lectures for students. Creating lectures for students. Yeah, I'm sure you have. You got an air conditioner in your garage, mate. Oh no, the brand new mower. Oh dear. G'day, Jared. How are you? Stephen, good morning. Have coffee, settle in to watch. Good morning to you all. Okay, well this, honestly, I can't guarantee how this is going to turn out. As with my stupid attempt to break a minute on the wine rack, I've worked out, I'm blaming MasterChef for this rubbish, I've worked out that when you've got a live audience, you fumble a lot more than when you're doing it without an audience. What I thought, hang on, I'll give you the time. 6:23 this morning, I woke up and what I wanted to do yesterday was do some more work on that chair, do Susie's, blender bench cabinet, and put some hinges on the boxes. But I got a comment the other day in YouTube, which it stated a valid point. And I have had other comments pertaining to this, so here you go. The comment was, I've made a comment several times, and it's not in any way, shape or form meant to be detrimental to Paul Sellers. I think he's an absolutely brilliant craftsman. I've never met him. He's got excellent products and excellent videos. But my comment was, he loves number 4s. I can't understand it. They're my least favourite plane of all the planes. And this comment said, I think Paul Sellers uses a number 4 because that's what nearly everybody has, and therefore he's giving everyone an opportunity to get into woodwork with what they've got. And I thought, yeah, fair comment. I do have some personal thoughts on it. I think if you really want to get into woodwork, it's going to cost you. Let's face it. Don't try and do it on the cheap. If you really want to get into woodwork seriously, buy some nice gear. You don't have to get top of the line stuff. You don't have to go Bridge City or top of the line Veritas or Lee Nelson. There's a lot of stuff on auction sites you can pick up, but you're going to have to invest in a bit of gear so you can enjoy your woodworking. And in my reply, I said that it's a good point. Thanks for pointing it out. However, in my opinion, and this is my opinion only, if you are using a tool that isn't the best tool for that particular job, you're not going to get as much enjoyment as you would using the right tool, and also you'll get frustrated and might give woodworking up. That's where it came from. Also, I've had a lot of comments, not nasty comments, just observation. Yeah, I could do woodwork too if I had all the gear you've got. Bearing in mind it's taken me over 35 years to get the gear I've got, and a lot of money. Stress, underline, capital letters, inverted commas, a lot of money. But I've 6:23 this morning, this dumb idea came in. I think my guides and angels or whatever that control my mind are working overtime. And they said, why not make a project with very, very basic tools? And I thought, all right. And the project I came up with is a paper towel holder. Now, the tools I'm using, as I said, I don't know how this is going to turn out. It will finish, but I'm telling you, it's not going to have finesse. It's not going to be high craftsmanship, but it's going to be functional. I can guarantee at least that much. So, this is what I've come up with. I may have to use something else down the track. I don't know, but let's see. How's that going? Is anyone bitten on that so far? Good morning, Jared. G'day, Murray. How are you, mate? Mate, this is real basic, I tell you. Oh, no, it might cause problems. She might want you to sell half your tools. I'm just seeing if there's anything there I've got to answer. Woodwork learner. Andy. Is that right, Andy? I'm hoping. All right, so here we go. I'll show you the tools I'm going to be using. And I've got to tell you, I have put myself under a lot of stress here, and I'm not enjoying the process, but I think it's going to be a great experiment. There's the saw I'm using, a $9.95 saw from Bunnings, and as you can tell, it has been rusty and it's been outside in the shed. There's the hammer I'm using, one that's also been out on the ground in the one of the other sheds. A combination square. A Stanley knife. You could use any sort of Stanley. I'm not using my Swish ones. These are ready available in Bunnings or Walmart or any of the box hardware stores. A sanding block. And wait for it, my number 4 Stanley plane. couple of pencils, and that's it. So I'm going unplugged in a big way. That's it. So what my intention is, for people that are in lockdown that want to do something and go, oh, I haven't got any tools, I can't do it, I can't. Oh, that's the other thing I will use. If I need to sharpen anything, I'll be using just my sharpening stone and that's kerosene in there. So that's it. And we're going to be cutting dovetails. We're going to be doing through dovetails and mortises and putting roundovers on timber, shaping timber and doing chamfers. And no, I have not made this before. I haven't even tried. I've got this concept in my mind. So I bought a paper towel roll holder down and I thought, we will do this from scratch. So is everyone buckled in and hanging on? And if you don't want to watch my channel after this and you unsubscribe, I totally understand. But I just think there's some people out there that might have what I've got here on the bench. You can do woodwork. Now you could use pine. This is the truth. I don't have any pine in the place. That wine rack thing that I tried to do in under a minute yesterday, that was about the only bit of pine that I've got. So I've got a bit of stuff I've pulled up out of my scrap rack, which again, as you can tell, is not square and not all that brilliant, but it'll do the job. This is Chilean myrtle. Had I had walnut, I don't think I would have wasted walnut on a project like this because, oh dear. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? G'day, Dovey, how are you? Oh, oh dear. I build functional things that aren't too bad on the eye, mate. Oh, too bad on the I can't tell you. Thanks, Andy. Good on you. Thanks for dropping in. Everyone, woodwork learner is Andy. Man, I can't type today. No, I'm worried if I can do woodwork today, to tell you. Wallibus, how are you, mate? All the way from France. Made a wooden bodger. Bodge work. Oh, love this lockdown. I see into chairs. Have you seen the blodger's mitt? This is a blodger's mitt for when your hands cop it. I'm left-handed, so this is a left-handed one. But the idea is it goes on your hand like that, and then that saves your hand from when you're using hand tools and chisels and what have you. Oh, I got my computer back yesterday, which is really, really good fun. That means I've got to reload everything now because they couldn't reclaim anything because the hard drive crashed. I found mine this morning, James. Yeah, no, it's basic. It's basic. It's rusty too. Oh, good, Chad. Nice to see you're investing wisely. G'day, Eric. How are you, mate? Good to see you drop in. Believe me, Chad, I would much prefer to be working with $150 chisels, $700 planes. What else have I got here? $300 squares, $100 hammers. I would much prefer to be doing that. $1,000 tool mix for sharpening, but this is going to be it. Hey, Randy, how are you, mate? You've been stimulated today. Well, that's good to hear. Where is the front handle? I have no idea, Max. I have no idea. This was just thrown under a bench somewhere. It's a part of a tool, so there you go. Oh, there you go, Andy. Good stuff. All right, let's get this underway. First of all, we've got to draw it up. So, this is a paper towel or a jumbo toilet roll. You know, don't use paper towels for toilet. I was talking to a plumber mate, and he said, no, worst thing you can do because it'll block up the system. I'm on biocycle here, so not on septic, it's a chemical thing, and yeah, it plays havoc with that. Okay, so that's 210. I think we'll make this 220 long. You can see me do the drawing. Sorry, Bob. I'm not saying I won't have to grab another tool, but at the moment, I don't want to. Okay, so we got 220 long. The roll is 120 wide, so I think we'll go 140. And, okay, oh, geez, I'm an idiot. Okay, it's that wide. How tall is it? It's a circle, you Fruit Loop. All right, so how far from the centre? So we go 70. If we go 90, hang on, wait a minute. Now we'll go 140, I think. No, we won't. 150 looks nice. Okay, we'll go 150. I'm just trying to get my head around it. No, 140, 140. Okay, so that's going to be 140, and it's going to be 140 that way, 220 that way, and we'll have a rail in there. So we do the rail at, say, 30. And whatever thickness this timber is, I've got no idea. Okay, so first of all, we need to square an end off. And for that, who asked why did we spend, Chad, why did we spend a lot of money on tools? Ah, dear, it's because then I don't have to do what I'm about to do. This is a bench hook. You can make one of these quite easily yourself. It's just a piece of ply, 2 bits of 2B1. It goes on your bench like that. And, oh, a chisel. I'm going to use the chisel too. I'll see, I don't know how we'll go. I'm not going to use my good chisels. This is, this would have to be, hang on, at least 25 years old. So we'll cut it down there. I'll get my knife. Mark it. I want to get some step outs to see if we've got enough stuff here. What did I say? It was 220 wide. Oh, 220 wide plus we've got to add in the thickness of the timber, which is 20 mils. So we've got 2 lots of that. So that's 220, 240, 260. Okay, that's 260. And then we've got to have a 140 And I want, yeah, okay, we can do it. We can do it. I'll pick the straightest edge to go against, which is that one. Okay, so I've scored that. I'm going to run my chisel up on the waist side of that. Get my saw. Now that saw's a bit sad, so what I'm going to do is, this is 120. I'm not going to do the teeth, but I'm just going to come this side of the teeth. And knock that rust off. And again, would be nice if I could use a $500 plus Lee Nielsen saw. But this is to show that you can do it. One thing I'm just noticing now, these saws, these are what they call shark tooth. You can't sharpen them. They're blue steel there, so they've been hardened. Once they're blunt, throw them away, buy another one. But I'm just noticing here they've got lacquer on them. So lacquer isn't nice to have on saws because it binds. Okay. Get a bit of, everyone's got a bit of candle wax around. Now I'm going to put a fair amount on this because it's, but there you go. Okay, so that's dressed our saw up. I've got a knife cut and a chisel cut. That will give me a reference from the saw. I like to do that at that end and then come back, do the same at the start, and then I can line them both up. Try and keep it as square as you can. I tell you what, this saw is blunt too. What I normally use this for is when I'm doing stormwater drainage and I'm cutting up PVC pipe. Okay, where's that bit of sandpaper? We'll just knock the dags off of that. And I think that's going to be reasonably square. That's not too bad. And she's a bit out there, so we'll just clean that up over here. With the great number 4 that I've got, I'm going to keep going until I finish this one. So if it takes me more than 2 hours, it's going to take me more than 2 hours. Again, This is as rough as it gets. So actually what I'll do is $1.20. Might actually cheat with this. I'll put a little bit of kerosene on that. I'm not using wet and dry, which I should, but I'm using really, really basic stuff I'm sure most people would have, and possibly in better condition than the stuff I'm using at the moment. And that should do. We'll wipe that off. And as you can tell, it hasn't been flattened. It's all a bit of a muchness. Blade's sort of half reasonable. Not as sharp as I'd like it, but it will do. Even that's not set properly. See how that frog is back from there? So I might just set that, so I'll use a screwdriver. I'm not going to overhaul this, I'm just going to move it up a bit. This has got an adjusting screw at the back. Not all of them have that. The later ones don't, the early ones do. Pre-war and what have you. Just going to screw that up. And we'll tighten that down. So that frog is now lined up with the back of the mouth. Not cleaned anything else up. That should do it. Now this is end grain I'm going on, so I want it very, very, very finely set. Put some candle on the bottom of that, and we will just true this up. Can you hear a squeak? Okay, got a lump off of that. That's all right, I think we won't lose any sleep over that. Okay, that's, for my money, that's square enough. Oh, there you go. So now we've got to measure off whatever it was. What do we say? 260 plus 40. That one doesn't work. Hey, darling. No. I'm doing the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life on a live stream. 260. So we'll just measure. How you going? Oh, that's good.
What's the dumbest thing you've done in your life?
I'm making. Have a look at the tools I got. I'm making a paper towel holder that we might. So I'll put that there so I know it's a face. I might end up in the front toilet.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
I might end up in the bin too.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay. So hang on, I'll just mark this and then you can have your segment which will bring peace and normality and harmony. And again, I'm going to cut this on the waist side. That's the piece I want. So I'm going to put a groove up on this side with my... I'm not saying it's a long day, but I just call my chisel a spanner. There you go.
Glad to know I'm not the only one having that.
Oh, it's just unbelievable. But, because there's a lot of people out there that don't have the tools that I've got, and you're locked up, I'm just saying you can still make stuff.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, let's break for Susie. Let me catch up in the chat. Yeah, you can come in. We're here.
Oh, you're here?
Well, you got one of those. I like those.
I've run out of sayings.
You run it. Well, it's not what I thought last night. I thought you were pretty good with the sayings last night. But you can't embroider them. Ah, dear, oh dear. Where are we? Oh, that's right. Yeah, John, I did too. Hey, Laterized. How you going, mate? Welcome to the workshop. That's all you need. You don't need too much T-bone to kick you off, do you? Oh, yeah, we'll get there in a minute. She's going, I can.
No, I'm not.
How did they say hello to me? Do they want me? Do they? Oh, everyone loves you. I reckon I could leave and that'd be it. Hey, Tempest, how are you, mate? Welcome to the workshop. Chisel better than new ones. Cheating now. No. There you go. I'll show you a good one. There's the difference. Where are we? This one over here, who was that? It said, Andy. There you go. That's a $15 chisel. It's a $150 chisel. So, no, not cheating. Definitely not. And that's got to be, what did I say, 25 years old at least. Oh. Boom, 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 boom. Actually, I've got an Irwin one. I could use an Irwin chisel, but it's up in the other shed. But Irwin own thingos now, so there you go. Yeah, well, that's it, see? Irwin marbles, $10 to $15. That's what it cost me. What did I use the screwdriver for? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I suppose you could. That'd be a good idea. Turned into a car scraper when it's finished. Good one, Eric. You going to get out a block plane too, Steve? Just your Stanley one would be fine since our diamond. Yeah, look, I did. I've actually got one here. I've got one. Wrong button, twit. I got one there, Ray. There you go. I do have one. It is sitting in the wings, but I'm going to see if I can get away without using it. We'll see. Yes, I'm going to make a paper towel holder with dovetails, mortises, roundovers, just using this. Have a go at my hammer.
Oh, great quality, love.
Yeah, that was an Anthony job. I think he left it outside.
Oh, could have been. Kids are good at pulling things out, but they ain't real good at putting them back again.
I don't think using a number 4 in good shape is cheating, but that's just me. Yeah, I'd love to, but no, I just want to make it as basic as I can. I don't know. Oh, here we go, see, it started. Jared said good morning.
Hi, Jared.
Stephen said, hey, John, but I think he was talking to... G'day, John. Have you got the big crew there? I mean, they're going to... They won't need nitrous oxide... What's that stuff?
Yeah, laughing gas.
Yeah, nitrous oxide. Watching this is... They've gone back to raw basics. Absolute rubbish tools, and I'm going to make something. Tham says, hello, Sue. Trevor says, g'day, Sue Louise. Hi, Sue. Oh, 6 knots is Sue doing stuff with Crapton. Yeah, that'll be the day. Go on. Nah. No, I didn't.
Only the best for me.
That's why you married me. I'm not going to say it. Max says, good morning. Normally often gets in the way of good conversation. Spanish is, it's a tool. Absolutely, James, I'm with you. Oh, mate, that's tough. That is tough. John just lost another little girl who used to call me Daddy. She was on her 10th birthday.
Oh.
Ooh. Loaderizer. Spanners and me takes me back to the oil fields. We used to attach second tools. Yeah, there you go. Sue had it once. Remember you broke your wrist and they had to re-break it and they stuck her on laughing gas.
Not funny.
Mike, wait a second, I have the use. And use those inches. I think, oh, there you go, good stuff. You can tell a good tradesman by the quality of his tool. That's true, but the exercise of this is, well, it's not all that true. You get a lot of people with a lot of money and no talent. I think it's more the tool on the end of the tool rather than the tool itself that makes a difference. And I think I'm going to make myself into a big one doing this, but it doesn't matter. Oh, dear. All right, what do you got, Suey?
I've got...
Suey's sewing, circular sewing segment.
A tummy time quilt for little ones.
Or this crawling rug.
As they get older, they can use it just as a mat for play with.
There you go, so they can go around in circles.
Yeah.
I guess you put them on the middle and then you could have bets at how quickly it takes them to get there.
Possibly.
It's like cockroach races. We used to do that in army all the time.
Oh, I guess you could have frogs, cockroaches.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, I like him. Show them the picatures as it goes around. Go on, tell me you're going to sell that for $25 and they'll hit you.
No.
Oh, good. You got a better price on those, do you?
I do.
There you go. Oh, look at the back. I like the back. I like the back.
Backs cats as well.
There you go. Can Bob have that down there so he's got something to lie on? We were talking about looks earlier on. That was one of them.
Do you want to sleep on it?
No, not down here. That's it. They're clever. All right. So, oh, yes, there was a book. I'm going to bring some books down.
Okay.
Might even do that tomorrow. Might have no one watching me after this episode.
Yeah,
But, there is an excellent book, a most excellent book. I can't wait until tomorrow to tell you. I guess it's still in print. It's by Ken Blanchard, I think. And it's called Who Moved My Cheese? Isn't it a great book?
It is a good
When our kids were going through, not our other kids we got now, but our other kids that have grown up.
yeah.
When they were going through a lot of changes and, teenage stuff, I bought them both a copy. And it's all about two mice who live in Cheese Station C. And all of a sudden, there's no cheese. And the story is about one mouse that sits there and waits for his cheese to start coming back, and another mouse that says, stuff it, I'm going out to find some cheese. And it's how their mindsets work. Great little story. I could read it to you, it'd take me 40 minutes, but no, it's really good, isn't it?
It is. Thank you,
is.
Louise. Thank you. And James he's got the house who moved my, who ate my.
In my house, it's who ate my, oh, Bob. That's easy. You will have me, the boy. Whenever, John, whenever, mate, you just hang in there, be strong, and I hope the healing energy is working strong in you, my friend. You're right on that. You're right on that. It could hang in, my friend. It should go better before it gets much worse. Praise man. Oh, that's Eric to John. Okay, well, let's get on to this.
I'll leave. Bye, everyone. Catch you tomorrow.
Hey, if you think about it, could you bring me down some chocolate, please?
What do you want?
Oh, tomorrow will do. Because I'm thinking I'm going to need a hit of chocolate.
Okay.
Because I get a stress doing this. Oh, don't be like that. Don't, you girl. Don't. You are a girl. What do you want me to call you? Girl or old lady? My old lady's a girl. All right. Hey, did John give you a hand doing that? All right, well, go and lie on the bed. Give your back a rest. Righto. Love ya. All right. We'll square that one off in a minute. This one, we got to go 140. Did I say 140? Yeah, it's close enough. Here, I'll even sharpen my pencils with my knife. I won't go and use my office pencil sharpener. We'll go real written. Oh, this is why you use a pencil sharpener, obviously. Did you notice the tongue hanging out there? Oh dear. Okay. We've got 140. And we'll no, I'll tell you what we'll do. What did I say? This is going to be 140. It's going to be 140 square, isn't it? All right. So what we'll do is cut that. I'm not even going to use a marking gauge. I'm going to use a sliding bevel as a marking gauge. And here we go. I'll use my saw as a straight edge. Oh, thinking all the time. Got to get a square edge though. Okay. I'll run a knife down there as best we can. And I reckon that should do. So what I'm going to do now is rip this down, and we'll have to rip that bit later on. Then we can dress this, if that's going to end up at 140. What am I doing? Stephen, you're a twit. Okay. I could have sworn I measured that. Oh, I bet you I know what I did. I did too. I measured from the wrong end of the measuring tape. So that's all right. We'll do it this way. Let me turn this around. All right. We'll do it this way. So that's 140 there. Oh, you're a good lass. I didn't mean right now. Oh, do you? That sounds ominous. Sue has something to say. And she just bought me some supplies down. There you go.
You know how he was talking about mouse ate my cheese?
Yeah.
Oh, mouse ate your chocolate.
Did it? Was it a little mouse called Sue?
Big rat also.
There's a big rat down here called Bob. No, sorry. Okay, I'll do that again. Oh, Bob doesn't hang around. Once he realises he's not getting anything, that's it, all over Red Rover. Okay, so I'm gonna put that in the fridge. Oh, I much prefer chocolate has been in the fridge, it's harder. Okay, so I've got to cut this bit off. This piece here will be the sides, and this bit is going to be the bit that the towel rod's going to go on. So we'll see how we go. I'm not using bench dogs or anything. I wish I could. I'm just trying to do it as basic as possible. I will use a vise, but I think that's acceptable. There we go. All right. So I'm going to put that in the vise. I'll put some water in there. Everyone's got water. And here we go. Bearing in mind, this is not a rip saw, it's a crosscut saw. So it's not designed to do what I'm going to do. When you're sawing, if you keep that finger pointed forward, you'll find you get a much more accurate saw. I'm going to drop that down in the vise a bit. That way it cuts out any vibration or minimises vibration as I'm cutting. You can most likely tell the difference between, listen to this, that's solid, whereas if I have it up here, it'll be a much lighter note. So I'll move it back down here. Try and keep it square. Cuts out, and if you go too fast, your blade wobbles like that. So just, you're cutting on the push stroke, so you don't have to yank it back, just don't worry about putting wax on as many times as you want. It makes it easier. You get down that far, you get close to your bench, bring it up. If you start to go off track, if you just flex your wrist that way or that way, it will actually steer the blade in the opposite direction. So if you go, in the same direction. If you drop your hand down to go to the right, the blade will actually curve and go to the right. Same as the left, so you just keep an eye on that pencil mark. And as long as you're pretty close to it, use the whole saw too, not just this bit here, use the whole length of the saw. This would cut a lot easier if it was pine, but as I said, I haven't got any pine, so this will do. Bring it up a bit more. I try and go down as far as I can before turning it over. Turn it over. Haven't got far to go. Bring those lines over. From there to there, if that's the way we're going. Okay, it's not too bad. It's rough as old boots to look at there. But what we'll do is clean it up with our illustrious number 4. Okay, so we're going to come under that measurement we really wanted, but that's all right. We might just bring it a tad under. So I've just drawn a line along there and I'll plane to that line, and that should get this bit out here. Should. Hate the word should. Okay, check it for square. That will do me. That's not too bad. Cut it again, so we've got to cut 2 bits. Oh, hang on, this bit we'll clean this bit up too. This bit I'm not too fussed about, but this is what the paper towel is going to rotate on. So we'll just clean them up a bit. If it's not dead parallel, it doesn't really matter. For all intents and purposes, that is good enough. Take a pass off of here. There you go. We'll leave that for later on. Cut this again. What do we go? Measure 140, 140, 140. So we've got to cut 2 of these. Score down there. Run the chisel up on the waist side. And that gives us a fence for the saw to run in. There we go. We've been doing it for an hour already. This is going to be a longer stream, I think, but I'll see. If I don't finish it this stream, we'll finish it off tomorrow. Ow! That hurt. Slow it up on those last fibres. Oh, get a blood blister out of that. And just mark this side. Mark the waist side again. second time I've done that. Same spot though. I would love to grab a saw from behind me. But I won't. Wait a minute. What up, Bob? Hey, come on. Here's a good boy. There you go, good boy. Oh, right on the pad of my finger. Okay, so that's all the parts we need. 3 components, ready to go. Now you can set out the dovetails freehand, or you can make a dovetail jig. If you want to make a dovetail jig, actually I might make a really, really simple one. I'll find a little bit of scrap somewhere or other. Okay, that'll do. I did lie, I had a bit of pine. Let's just cut this. Depending what oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Too late. I'll use this bit. I told you that cut's better than the stuff I'm using. What you want, if you want a 6-in-1 dovetail slope, what that means, for softwood that's the generally accepted one, is it goes up 6 inches and in 1. So let's do that. I mean, okay, you've got sliding bevels you can use, and there's pre-made jigs you can use, or there's wooden ones you can make yourself. I'm going to do a very, very quick one, just a 6-in-1. So you measure up 6 inches, which is to there. It's measuring up 6 inches, and you come in 1 inch, which is there. Then you join that line up. And that angle is your 1 in 6 for a dovetail. Let's see, where's that Veritas one? So if we put this is a Veritas 1 in 6. If we put it there, you see how that angle is the same? And that's all it means to get a 1 in 6. So we might just cut that. As I said, I'm making a really, really quick one. Where's my saw? Now, a lot of times I've seen people, and what they do, if they've got to cut an angle, they will lose their water bottle. They will turn the timber so that line there is up and down. This pencil line here is up and down, and then they cut down. I don't, I just have it straight. The reason being, it takes a lot of time to set everything up and then change it around, especially when you're doing dovetails. You've got to mess around. If you learn to cut on an angle to start with, you're going to save yourself a lot of grief later on. cut across. This is, I'm telling you, this is a huge overkill for a dovetail. But it shows what you can do. And it wasn't my intention to do this. This was just something that's just cropped up as I was thinking. Sorry if I haven't been chatty, but I just thought this project I've got to focus on. I'll cut that. We'll plane that. It's interesting. Jammed up my plane. You know, the other day I said about when you're doing this cap iron, it has to have an edge on it so it clamps off. That's exactly what happens. If it's not true, you get shavings poking up there. So we might just have to do a running repair on that. Whoops. And while I'm here, I might as well give the plane a lick as well. Okay. We'll try that. Double check. No, there's no point in double checking it because I'm not using that stuff. That will do. I'm just thinking of something. We'll find out when we get there. Let me have a chat, because I have been ignoring everyone. I don't know if this is working for you, if you're enjoying it, if it's boring as watching paint peel, but I just think it's one of those things I thought I'd challenge myself. Brian, good morning. How are you? Where are we up to? Oh, well, there you go. You got something out of it, James. Good. Yeah, Mike, I'm doing dovetails with that saw. What are we up to? I'll go back 10 minutes. Oh, no. Yeah, I can do freehand dovetails. No dramas at all, Ray. But for someone that's never done it before, they do like the confidence of having something to follow. But if you want, all you do, you don't even draw them, you just cut them. Which I'm not going to do on this project. But for an example, you just set your saw and you just go zoom, 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 come back the other way with your thumb, boom, 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 bang, they're done. But that's not the purpose of this exercise. The purpose is to show people that they can make things without too much skill and a minimum of tools. Okay, this has to be cut to the same as that. So what we might do is I'm going to cut to the outside of that line. And you don't need, I haven't used a marking gauge yet. Just using whatever I've got. So I'll pull that out and we'll cut down there. Then we can put the tails, what are we going to do? No, pins will go in here, tails will go in here. That's what we'll do. There we go. So I'm going to cut on the waist side of this line, and hopefully keep it as straight as I can. Well, what we'll have to do actually is put all these together and then plane them to the same size. Well, your dovetails are going to be a little bit uneven. Whoop. If you reckon I'm missing my good tools, you're right. Yeah, I was so accurate, I actually got it on the line, which isn't what I wanted. Okay. Now we'll just see how square that is. Yeah, I can live with that. I can live with that too. Just a little bit off this edge. I reckon one pass. Okay, 2. Just to prove Ray's theory that when I say 1, I mean 3. Now put them together. And if they're not the same width, just plane them so they are the same width. Okay. Now if you have a look at that, line all the bottoms up, and the tops, they're a bit uneven. So I'm going to put them in the vise. But before I do, I'm going to wet the boards. That way they're not going to move when they're in the vise. So just spray, 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 spray. Not sure if you saw that, but I've just wet all 4 sides. Make sure they're all even on the base. Pop them in the vise and just start. This is the biggest one here, so we'll bring it down. Then we'll start on this one. There is a reason they have knobs, you know. Okay. They are now all level there, and they're level there. So we'll start sending out dovetails. Actually, we want to make sure these are square. Yeah, that's squarish, I think it'll do. That one's a square of the 2. So I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe 5 dovetails. The way you can measure 5 dovetails, or whatever number of dovetails you want, it doesn't matter. Take a ruler and measure off something that is divisible. We will do 6. There you go. Or can we do 5? No, we'll do 6. So I've got my corner of my ruler on this corner here, and I spin the ruler around until 6 is hitting there, and then I just mark it off. This will be 5 dovetails. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dovetails. Oh, I'm sorry. Now we'll do the same. Oh, do we need to? No, we don't. Just working out which one, what I'm using, metric or whatever. And now with these marks that I've put here, I just bring those up to the end. 1 there. 1 there. 1 there. 1 there. We're starting to run out of purchase here, so flip it over. And there we go. So that's where the dovetails are going to go. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pop it in the vise. In fact, what you can do now is you can do both of them together. Where's the other one? Here we go. We'll get the squarest edge, which is this one, and we'll put this next to that. They're the same size, so they should be okay. Clamp it. Now you can use a pencil or a knife. For this I think I'll use a knife. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's knife cuts I've put in. Now use a pencil and go across actually we'll see what's that one do. There you go. And then go across both bits of wood with a pencil. It's easy if you actually put your pencil in the mark and then move your ruler up to it. You run out of purchase here, turn it over, put your pencil in the mark, move your ruler up to it. Now these marks you've got here are your centre lines. Which one's that one? So what you do now is you mark 1/8 of an inch or 3 mil either side of those lines and come in 3 mil from the end. Or 1/8 of an inch. I might do 1/8 of an inch. So you got one mark there. A fine clear bit that's got 1/8. Then 1/8 that side and 1/8 that side. 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 In fact, yeah, if you just mark them out freehand, you don't have to worry about this because you do it all by eye. But you got to learn to crawl before you can walk, and come in 1/8 of an inch from the end. There. Now put this back together. Mark them across using a knife. Again, it's easy. You put your knife in the slot, then mark across. Bring it down a bit. Well, that bit went a bit wonky. There you go. They are the set outs for your dovetails now. Get whatever it's going into, which in this case is this. Bridge that up against whatever you're doing and just hold something there to make it square. I don't mind if it's a little bit over this way, that's all right, because you can plane that off later. See how that moved? It shouldn't have. spray of water. That'll hold it. See how well that water works? Same on the other side. Water's great stuff, isn't it? Now what I do, that is different at this stage to what I used to do. 20 years ago, I actually use a piece of masking tape now and divide that line that I've just scored, this line here, try and divide it in half with the masking tape. That's why I put my Mr. Magoo glasses on. If you've got to err anyway, err towards being too shallow rather than too deep, because it's much easier to plane something off to match rather than having to build it up. And that's the only reason I do that is because then I can see where I'm sawing to. And it doesn't matter what saw I'm using. I love the idea of having masking tape there just as a guide. I mean, I have seen some people use it on the top and draw their tails on it, but that's a little bit too extreme, I think. All right, now, where's that thing that we made? Other glasses. All right, well, what we can do, here we go, we're going all out rough here. We'll have to cut that off and then we can do that. Oh, actually, we might even do it down here. We might do it. It's less sawing then, isn't it? There we go. That's all we need. See if that's going to work. Okay, that's it. Won't even put a stopper on it. This is as rough and ready and rustic as you want to be. Now, I will use a pencil for this because the tails, it doesn't really matter how your tails go because you're going to cut your pins to suit your tails. So we'll start at this mark here. That pencil's no good. We'll start at this mark here. And I'm just going to square this with my fingers up against the top here. And draw down. Miss one, go to the next one. match it up, go down. Miss one, go to the next one. So when I say miss one, these lines here that we actually cut in, I did that one, miss one, did that one. Miss one, did that one. Or miss one, do this one. So that's what we've done there. Turn the block over, do the same thing. The ones you didn't do before, draw them in. And these last ones, we just draw them in. Now there, your dovetails set out. I like doing this. You colour in between the dovetails so you know what is waste and what's not. Do the same to the second bit. What I might do is just bring these marks over a little bit with a knife. And same procedure. Marry that up, draw it down. Yes, it's much easier to put that knife mark in because you're not guessing so much. Turn it around, go back the other way. And don't forget, these are 6-in-1 dovetails. If you want 8-in-1s, my favourite is 5 1/4 in one. Just one of those quirky things. Okay, so they're drawn. Scribble in where your waste is. And let's go cut some. You could cut them both together if you wanted to, and if I was using a much better saw, I would do that. But because I'm using a blunt, cheap, nasty crosscut saw, I'm not going to, because I'm going to be way out. Again, I've got that straight up and down in the vise. It's not even straight up and down in the vise. If you actually look at it, it's just how I threw it in there. We put a scale. See, no, it's out. But it doesn't matter. Because I'm following the line, I'm not following anything else. Now I go on the waist side of that line. Keep it straight, keep it steady. I mean, it's a huge kerf I'm cutting there. I go down to the line here and I'm pretty sure I'm not on the line on the other side because the handle on the saw is down this way a bit. And that's a safety mechanism so I don't cut through the other side. We'll go too deep. There are certain nuances that I could talk about, but I'm not going to with this because this is basically rough and ready. And if you're too fat on it, like I am with that one, doesn't matter because you're going to clean it up with a chisel. And I'm only using one chisel. I'm using a 1/2-inch chisel. And come back the other way. Don't miss a beat. Don't go, oh no, it's hard. Don't even give your brain time to think about it. And then just come back following that same angle. Down to the line. Well, I went a bit over the line there, but it doesn't matter because the pins are going to be made to fit whatever the tails are. I would love to show you how easy it is with a dovetail saw. One more. Okay, so there are your tails cut. Now turn it over and you see I haven't gone to depth all the way, so just turn it over. And lightly, with your handle held back, a couple of just light pushes, and that'll bring you down to that line. Now, when it comes to removing the waste, all right, here we go. This is what I normally use. Normally use that. It's a $200 plus concept saw, and look how thin the blade is. And that's why I can get nice tight dovetails. But we're not in that. I'm not even going to use a coping saw. For many, many years, I haven't got, oh yeah, I suppose I'll use that one. For many years I used this saw here, or a Eclipse one, which you can pick up on eBay for about 15, 20 bucks. They have a much heavier blade than that concept saw, but they will get the job done. All it is you just got to get the waste out. So if you haven't got a saw, this is how you get the waste out. Let me have a chat. I'm really missing not chatting, but I'm sort of pretty involved with this process. But I just lost everything and then. Here we go. Okay, now that can go there, that can go there. Put that over there. I'll just clean a bit of bench space. What do I need? We don't need that, we don't need that. We better have that. We'll need those two, but not for a bit. Okay, I'm just going to knock the raggy bits off of that. Pop that there. Again, water is good. A clamp. Everyone's got a clamp. I won't even use a flash clamp. I'll just use an F clamp. One hopefully that works. No, actually it's not a 1/2 inch, it's a 3/8 chisel, I think. Yeah, 10 mil. Now my technique is a lot of people will come in on that line. Now, where are we? No, there you go. A lot of people will come in right on that line of the tape. I don't. I come around with the bevel facing that line, so when I chop down, the chisel's going to move away from that line. Again, I will put, geez, I must be tired of chocolate, pencil on my waste parts. And I just come in, and that's about 1/8 of an inch away. Give it a whack. Give it a whack. As you can tell, I'm not being too precious about it. And then just get rid of the waste. Then you can come back in with the flat side. Knock down. Come in, down. Come in, down. If you do that on both, and then we'll turn it over in a minute. Now I'm stuck with one chisel. If I had different chisels, I'd be doing this differently, but I don't. Now turn it over. And do exactly the same on the other side. Come in away from the edge, bevel towards the edge, give it a thump. Turn it around, oh, just off the line I would. Straight down. Just going to go to the saw and cut those two edges off. Not on the line, on the waist side. Very, very lightly. So I don't want to cut into the dovetail. There you go. So all we've got to do now is clean those out. To do that, I'll get a bit of scrap to put underneath. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. That might do. That's the wine rack we didn't have success with yesterday. Make sure this is straight. We're going to use this as a fence. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, take a bit off here. Okay, that will do me. Bit of water. Which one are we on? Let's go that one. Bit of water there, bit of water underneath. And get this right on the edge of that tape. And pop a clamp on it. Get your chisel to change my glasses here. And now we just pare away at anything we don't want. Back of the chisel goes on this line here. Don't take huge chunks, just little bits at a time. If it's too hard, you can use a hammer. You don't necessarily have to go through to the other side, because we'll come back and do that. So ideally, if you can go halfway, would be good. Little slices. As soon as you feel your chisel starting to bind, stop and sharpen it. Just give it a little lick and it'll be good. And these end ones, get right into that corner. Well, that's a little bit out there. There we go. Okay, change it over. Line that block up again. Right on that score line, or in my case, the masking tape. Tighten it up, make sure it's all good. And just back on there and clean it all out. Now, providing those shoulders are nice and clean, you're not going to have any dramas. reckon they're pretty reasonable dovetails, given the tools that I've been using. What we'll do, we'll mark out the pins, but I won't do the pins today. We'll finish that off tomorrow. And I've just realised by doing 6 tails, I'm going to have to use possibly another chisel. If I'd done 5 tails, it would have been right because I would have had enough gap between them. But that doesn't matter. I mean, these things happen. So this is how we mark them out, the tails. You can make one of these, and I could use it, and it wouldn't be cheating because this is something you can make yourself. David Barron, I think it's David Barron, he's in England anyway. I first saw this on his channel many, many years ago. He actually dovetails his, mine's doweled as you can see. And what it does is it lines up your tails and your pins. Which one are we in? I'm confused. Here we go. So I'll show you how it works, but we won't use it. So make sure this is nice and square. The thing with dovetails, for good dovetails, everything has to be square. It's just got a nit to take off of that. No, I reckon that's good. Okay, so that's square there, that's square there. And how it works is you put your pin board there like that. There's a fence to hold it. Put that in your vise like that. And then your tails go on the top and you just push it up to your pin board and then you mark your pins in. But we're not going to use that. I'll show you another way. Just using the tools we've got. We'll put that in more water in the vise. Make sure we've got the ones lining up the right way. That's it. Now, at one stage or other, you would have picked a face, which was your inside and outside face, but for the purpose of this exercise, I'm not even worried about that. Get your plane, turn it on its side, and then bring your pin board up until it's 90 degrees. So now you're using your plane as a support for your tails. A bit of timber, hold it on the edge so you know it's all square. This I will cheat to a degree because I've got poor lighting in here. Use a light if you can and have that pointing down into where you're going to be marking. Let's bring that up again. Is that on something? It's rocking like a... That's better. Okay. And as you can tell, my bench isn't dead straight either, dead flat. But it doesn't matter. Get your knife. Make sure that's square to there, that's square to there. And everything's wonderful. What I will do now, I will actually put a mark so when I come to putting it together, I will know which one I'm doing. And bring the edge of your tails up to the end of the pin board. Push down, use a knife. And just score where your dovetails are. Do all the one direction first. Keep downward pressure. You can put water on it if you want. It will hold it. and then come back the other way. And if you're a Molly Duker like me, it's hard. All right. So now, if you can see that, what I'll do is I'll actually push these. Where's my hammer? I'm going to put the blade in where I've scored and just give it a little tap. That just helps me get a better reference. And the other angle. And I will mark what is waste. So that's where my tail's going to go. And that means all these ones are going to be waste. The rest of them are going to be pins. Whilst you've got it in the vise, actually, just bring these marks over to the edge. Straight down, not at an angle, straight down. That's, ooh, it's very thin there. I'll glue that back on in a bit. Turn it around. Do the same thing on the other side. Okay, you notice I had it slip back there. I didn't stop. There's no point. I know I can fix that later on. Get your dovetail board. Again, another bit of water if you want. Hold it against there. Make sure it's flush. Knife. Just mark it down there. Same on the other side. And just mark it. And then where you had the gap, because you didn't have anything to go by because it's been cut away, yes, you can use a ruler for that. And then where we've done these marks here, you continue them down to that line, but I'll put some masking tape around that. And I just had a look at the clock. See if you can cut that knife line in half with the masking tape. Whoop. There you go. I'll bring these down first and then we might have to shut it up. Who knows? Put your knife in the slot, move your square up to it, bring it down. Knife in the slot, square up to it, bring it down. Knife in the slot, square up to it, bring it down. Knife in the shot, bring your square up. I'm getting blasé here because I've done it a few times. And it would be helpful if I had some light around here so I could see. Did I mark the other ones? Oh, we might as well do those too. That bit's come off, so we'll just leave that over there for Ron. So I tell you what, these things are clumsy to use, but they are usable. And lucky last. All right, so those pins, wherever they are, which one am I looking at? Wrong camera. Those pins are ready now to be cut out. I'm not going to do them now, but I will do them tomorrow. Fill in your waste areas. So now all you've got to do is cut all that waste out, which we'll do that tomorrow, because I can see the boss coming down. But, I mean, this is a really long way of doing it. If I was using the right tools and everything, it'd be all finished and hanging up on the wall by now. But this is to let you know that you can still do fine woodwork with manky old tools and a bit of time. I'm going to have a chat now, so there you go. Where are we off to? I'm going to go back, I'll go back 10 minutes. Tony! Well, hello, welcome to the workshop. Oh, well, there you go, Tony. Thank you. That's what I wanted to do. So, welcome. See you, Eric. What model Bosch? I don't know if they still make them. It's the batteries they've changed. I don't know, mate. I think I'll give you. You can have a look. See. If that tells you anything, I don't know. And they're the batteries. When Masters were around, I got a whole heap of sets of Bosch tools. Gave them to the kids and what have you. I think Theo even got one. And it had a jigsaw, scroll saw, mouse sander, screwdriver gun and the light and 2 batteries and a charger. And all the batteries fit. That's why I've got a lot of it around here, because it fits batteries. But no, it's a good little light, that. Oh. Yeah, I know, pushing boundaries. Oh, look, if anyone's new, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. That would mean a lot to me, and also whatever else it is, notification button. There you go, so I know what's going on. Max, let me have a look. I think we're pretty right with the batteries. Yeah, no, should be good. Tomorrow's the day is going to be a bit dicky, so we'll check that. Are you always such a great teacher? I don't think I was a great teacher. I don't think I'm a great woodworker. I'm a fair woodworker, I'd say, but thank you for that. I believe that. I appreciate that, not believe it. Yeah, that's the one, John, thanks. Look, I really, what do you call it? Appreciate, yeah. I am, I'm tired, but I won't fudge to you. I was stressing out over doing this project because I thought, oh, crikey, it's going to take me ages, people are going to get bored and leave, but it's just something that I wanted to do. And some of the comments I've just read, I'll go back and read some of them later. Oh, it's raining. I'll pull my tent down. It's good to know because so many people won't try woodwork. Oh, I haven't got any decent tools. Oh, it doesn't matter. I've got my dad's old tools and my granddad's, but they're all rusty, they're old. And people have been seduced or hoodwinked or marketed up the wazoo to go and buy the latest, flashiest, quickest, nicest tools out. And I'll just give you a little inkling. This is my normal dovetail saw, all right? For cutting dovetails. I just want to do this for my own bloody mindedness, I think. Here we go. We'll cut a dovetail. You wouldn't believe it, it's starting to rain here too. There you go, there's a dovetail. So, you know, you don't have to measure it out. That's a, I don't know, $300-400 saw, I suppose, as opposed to a $9 one. But you can still do it. And that's the object of this, I suppose, because people are in lockdown, they're bored, why not try new things? So I'll continue. I might knock that other side out, but I'll tell you now, I'm going to use my other gear. But we'll leave this and this, and we'll finish it off with these tools tomorrow, plus we'll cut the trenches or the dados for the bar to sit in, and then we'll finish it off with the number 4 plane and put a little bit of style on it. And I might show you how to make a punch out of an old bolt that you can decorate stuff with. So minimum tools. And I promise you once this is finished, we'll get back into the good stuff. But it's a test to me too, to see if I can actually do it. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, thanks, Andy. I appreciate that. Oh, dear. Do you think hang on. Master, why do you think we... I don't know. I think it's because I'm a bloke. Oh, dear. Oh, that's lovely, Tony. Well, I hope you can join us tomorrow. I'll be streaming. I've sent out there's 3,000 emails yesterday to members of the Woodworking Masterclass e-workshop, which, if you are a member of that and you're watching me the first time today, thank you so much for responding. The e-workshop was something we devised when we first brought the TV shows out back in 2012, 2013. And it was meant to be an online learning institute where I was going to do this, and this. And then my wife got sick and a few other things happened. And we just didn't get it off the ground. But given the situation in the world at the moment, it occurred to me a couple of days ago, what an awesome opportunity to connect with these people. Some are there, some aren't there. But to bring them all into... What was I watching? I watched the Dolly Parton... series on Netflix last night, one of them. And the one we're watching tonight, Susie and I, is all about family. And it occurred to me, you people out there in the chat room are family. You really are. If someone rings up and comes in and they've had a bummer of a day or a bad night, or they're in pain, or they're scared, or they're frightened, or they're sick, you just come in like any family would and shore them up and give them emotional support, let them vent for a bit and let them know that they're accepted, appreciated, and let's say it, loved. So anyway, before I get all teary, this is Steve pulling the shed door down on a slightly weird project, but I hope you enjoyed the stream. Remember to keep it sharp, but more especially if you're using manky tools like these, but more importantly, keep it safe, look after yourself, be kind to each other. And I look forward to having your company in the workshop tomorrow when we do it all again, only totally differently, and we'll finish this one off and move on to something else. And I did say, and you people that are regulars know, if there's anything you want to know about woodworking, any questions, any live demonstrations, hand tools, machines, techniques, just drop me an email at admin@woodworkingmasterclass.com.au, send me a message on, Messenger, Steve Hay, or let me know in the chat room. So that's it. I love yous all, as the great Rocky Balboa and Jeff Fennick once said. God bless. I'll catch you all. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye for now.